How to handle trauma dumping with compassion. Trauma dumping is a term that describes the act of sharing traumatic experiences or emotional burdens with someone in an unfiltered, overwhelming, and often unsolicited manner. This can leave the listener feeling emotionally overloaded and can strain relationships. However, handling trauma dumping with compassion is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and providing support without compromising one's well-being. To handle trauma dumping compassionately, it is essential first to understand why it happens. Individuals who trauma dump are often seeking validation, support, or a way to process their emotions. They may not have healthy coping mechanisms or a supportive network to turn to, leading them to share their experiences indiscriminately. Recognizing this can help you approach the situation with empathy rather than frustration. When you are in a position to listen, practice active listening. This means giving the person your full attention, maintaining eye contact, and showing empathy through nodding or verbal affirmations. Active listening can make the person feel heard and validated, which can be immensely comforting. However, remember to manage the conversation flow to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Often, individuals who trauma dump are not necessarily looking for solutions, but rather for someone to empathize with their pain. Resist the urge to offer advice or solutions unless specifically asked immediately. Phrases like, "That sounds incredibly tough," or "I can't imagine how hard that must be for you," can go a long way in showing support without taking on the burden of fixing their problems. While being supportive is crucial, it is also essential to recognize when the situation requires professional intervention. Gently suggest that they might benefit from speaking to a therapist or counselor. You could say, "It sounds like you're going through a lot, and a professional might be able to provide the support and tools you need." This encourages them to seek appropriate help while relieving you of the pressure to act as their sole support system. Finally, always strive to communicate with compassion. Avoid making the person feel guilty or ashamed for sharing their experiences. If you need to set boundaries or suggest professional help, do so in a manner that is kind and considerate. Your compassionate approach can make a significant difference in how they feel supported and understood. In conclusion, handling trauma dumping with compassion involves understanding the underlying reasons, practicing active listening, offering empathy, encouraging professional help, taking care of your mental health. By balancing empathy with self-protection, you can support others healthily and sustainably.